I'm going to tell you the 5 best things about living in Dripping Springs, Texas. It is known as the gateway to the hill country. It is so pretty. It's got a lot of outdoor activities, wineries, breweries, distilleries, restaurants. It's got a small town vibe. It's got about 9,000 residents. You know, it was established back in the 1850s, and it was actually named for springs dripping off a ledge, Dripping Springs. So stick around today, and I'm going to give you all the best things about living in Dripping Springs, and at the end, I'm going to show you a beautiful ranch that is for sale at this moment for $28 million. Let's get started right now. Hi, I'm Nicole Cooper. Hey, I'm Nicole Cooper, your Austin area expert for real estate. And if you want to know what's happening in and around the Central Texas area, then tap the bell, click the like button. We'll love you forever. You'll be the first to know about everything that's going on about Austin real estate. So as we get started here, the first thing I want to do is show you where it is. It's about 25 miles out to the west of Austin. Pretty easy shot out on 290. Can get a little bit congested at times, so keep in mind if you're having to drive into town often. Here is what you can expect out in Dripping Springs. Hill country terrain. We've got limestone cliffs and ledges all throughout and little rivers in there, but here's one view of the Hamilton Pool. I'm going to show you more detail later, but that's kind of the big picture of what you can expect out there. Rolling hill country and lots of scenic vistas. So our number one top thing about living in Dripping Springs, the best thing is just the beauty. It's just like I showed you in the picture, rolling terrain, hill country views, there's rivers throughout, there's limestone rock ledges, and it's a reason why that it is the wedding capital of Texas. There's lots of distilleries, breweries, wineries, and barns and Airbnbs and event venues that build their venue so that they have an outlook over all over the land so that all these weddings can be done outdoors. Have a look at a couple of these examples. This one here is called Camp Lucy. Here you can see the wedding in action, and here's the outdoor portion of just some of the venue, and here's the gated entry. This next one's called the Creek House. You can see the indoor portion here, nice and large rooms, and then plenty of room outdoors when the weather's good to have your ceremonies outside too. In addition to being a great wedding venue, there are lots of outdoor activities nearby. First one I'm going to show you is Hamilton Pool. Here is Hamilton Pool, and you can see how the limestone rock ledges just hang over there, and when we get lots of rain, you're going to see water falling off the cliffs there. Here's another angle at more in the river portion. Here's the creek bed here. That is an example of many of the creek beds that flow all throughout Dripping Springs. Here's West Cave Preserve. You can see how gorgeous it is, and more of the limestone rock formations there through the trees. This one's pretty high, and here's a great view of just the area, and you can see the creek bed down in the bottom there. And the last one I'm going to show you here is Reimer's Ranch. Large ranch area. There's even some rock climbing that they teach in here on some of the walls, but the river's a little bit bigger in this place, so it holds its water a little bit longer than some of the other places. And by that I mean it depends on our weather patterns. You know, if we get a lot of rain, you can do a lot more swimming. If we have a drought, then sometimes these areas get pretty low and dry. So those are the main outdoor activities and just beautiful places around Dripping Springs. This is by all means not an exhaustive list, just a place to get you started. Number 2, the best things of living in Dripping Springs are the schools. I mean, if you have a family, that's going to be pretty important to you. And per niche.com, the Dripping Springs High School has an A+. And the ISD is ranked number 11 out of 709 districts in the state of Texas for best public school system. Number 11 out of 709, pretty close to the top. One thing to be aware of in Dripping Springs, if you have multiple children and they're in different schools, like one's in elementary, one's in junior high, and one's in high school, they have staggered start times. So you may be doing a lot of dropping off if they're not using the bus system. One may start at 7:30, one may start at 8:10. So keep that in mind as you're navigating the school system of the Dripping Springs ISD. Number 3 for the best thing about living in Dripping Springs is just that small community vibe. It's very rural, it has the country feel, They're gonna host a lot of rodeos there. You're gonna see a lot of cowboys in the town, and it's got the cutest downtown. Let me show you. So the downtown strip is called Mercer Street, and here is an example of these little small places that you can head into. This one's a brewing company. Some of them are like ice cream companies. Some of them are little boutique stores with thrift clothes in and vintage clothes, I should say. And all up and down here, this one I think is a radio studio, and we also have a coffee house. And you keep on coming down and you're gonna cross over the river eventually down the street. But it's a very walkable community with that small town vibe right there. All things kind of with that downtown center feel. The fourth best thing about living in Dripping Springs, they have the trifecta of drinking. That means distilleries, wineries, and breweries. They have a little nickname, they call it sipping and dripping. So just a few of the breweries to note, we have Suds Monkey and Jester King. For the wineries, we have Bell Springs, Hawk's Shadow, and many more. And the distilleries, we have Deep Eddy Vodka, Tito's Vodka outstarted over there in that area, and Dripping Springs Vodka is there. And they even have a Sotol distillery. That one is called Desert Door. And if you don't know what Sotol is, think a little bit along the lines of tequila, but with a Texas vibe to it. It's a little bit smoky flavor, so you'll have to go and try it out for yourself and let me know about it. And the fifth best thing about living in Dripping Springs is it's pretty doggone safe. The crime rate is really low, and per niche.com, the crime rate rolls in at 4.5 per 1,000 residents. And that puts it a lot lower than the national average, which is 22.7 out of 1,000. So 4.5 versus 22.7. I think you can agree that Dripping Springs is on the good end of the stats when it comes to safety. So I promised you to look at this ranch, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. Check it out with me. All right, I'm gonna give you the stats first. It's listed with Keller Williams, Dave Murray, and it is 855 acres, listed for $28 million. It has a house, 7,000 square feet, and it was built in 2009. So have a look at this photo here. You can see the house up on top of the hill overlooking this beautiful creek bed full of water. Here's another angle, so you can see the limestone rock edges, limestone underneath. It makes for really clear water out in the hill country, and that's what draws people for miles around to buy this beautiful property. And trust me, it is not cheap. 855 acres, a beautiful house, 6,000 square feet, $28 million. You do the math. So that's a wrap. Thanks for sticking around with me today. The best things about living in Dripping Springs: the scenery, the school, the community feel, the safety, and sipping and dripping. If this looks like some place you want to go visit, you have more questions, comment below. I answer them all myself. I listen to you, and I would love to help you figure out what's right for you in Dripping Springs. Also, if you want to see any homes in person, just give us a call, give us a shout, shoot us a text, email. We are always available to help you find the perfect home that matches your lifestyle. Until next time, be kind to yourself and others. I can't wait to see you around town.